Caffeine and stimulant addiction is a huge problem for most entrepreneurs. And in this video, I'll tell you exactly why you should quit coffee and stimulants and how to regain the energy and focus while reducing withdrawals. If you don't know me, my name is Rodrigo and I run Calibrate Health, a private health consulting business for world-class entrepreneurs. And if you think that coffee makes you energized and focused to work in the morning or even in the afternoon, you are making a huge mistake. Coffee is just a mask. It does not fix the root cause of your low energy and focus. It only will mess up with your brain, telling your brain that you are not tired. When the caffeine effect or the other stimulants effects goes down, you will still have those problems again or even worse. And the first thing that we need to discuss here is that coffee will destroy your sleep no matter what. If you use coffee in the afternoon or if you use stimulants in the afternoon, you will have a poor sleep quality because the half-life of these stimulants are around 6 hours, meaning that if you take caffeine or other stimulants at 4 p.m. at midnight, you will still have these stimulants in your bloodstream, so your sleep won't be good. And you need then to be account to this. The second thing is coffee makes you addicted. You already know this, you need coffee to function, but this is real. You might think that you just drink it for the taste, but actually, and if you are honest, you are drinking coffee to get the stimulant, to get the boost of energy and focus, and that, of course, as I explained, is artificial. The third thing that we need to discuss is resistance building. You might already feel this. You started with 1 coffee per day, then 2 coffees per day, then you need 3 coffees per day to feel the same thing, and you just go and stack these stimulants. For example, it used to be only coffee, now it's coffee and nicotine, or even modafinil. Like you are stacking these stimulants to get the same effects, to get the same deep work done, and long term it will destroy your health. And the last thing is about dehydration. Coffee will dehydrate you, and it's also an appetite suppression, meaning that if you drink a lot of coffee, you first need to have a lot of electrolytes to reestablish your minerals, and then you will need to drink way more water and need to also eat nutrient-dense foods. But that is what we are going to discuss later. Now that you know the actual problem of these stimulants, we will talk about how you can drop these stimulants and start having and regaining the actual energy that your body wants to produce. And this is separated in 4 categories that I named health foundations. Why? Because imagine if you are optimized, if you have the best health possible, if you wake up with so many energy, if you eat in an optimal way for your specific genetics and health, if you train optimally, if you sleep enough and with the best quality, what will happen to your energy? Will you feel drained? Will you feel tired? I don't think so, because when you optimize your health foundations, your body will understand and will start regulating and producing the right hormones, and you will feel way better. You will feel motivated, with drive to work, with energy, with focus, and you won't be needing any artificial booster to go through your workday. So, the first category is sleep quality. As I said, coffee will drain your sleep. So for this, we need to establish a rule. If you are drinking coffee right now, I won't tell you to just remove and be cold turkey. I need you to reduce the coffee quantity or stimulant quantity and stop drinking or using stimulants before 12 p.m. But coffee and nicotine, you shouldn't take it after 12 p.m. and you need to reduce the amount that you take every day. And by stopping caffeine at 12 p.m., 1 p.m., there's something that will happen in your body. The first thing is you won't be in a high cortisol state. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and caffeine will increase cortisol levels long term. So if you take coffee constantly in the afternoon, your cortisol levels will be always high. And why that is bad? Because for you to sleep, you need to reduce cortisol levels, because your body needs to relax, needs to reduce your heart rate, needs to also increase melatonin levels. And melatonin levels are locked by cortisol. So if you have high cortisol, you will have low melatonin levels. And melatonin levels is the sleep hormone. And that's why when you drink coffee, you won't be able to fall asleep fast, because your body cannot produce melatonin effectively due to cortisol levels. Then to increase even more your sleep quality, I advise you to have some kind of stress management strategy. What I mean by that is, we entrepreneurs, and you might do this as well, work until late. Maybe sometimes if you have deadline until midnight, 1 a.m. And the problem of that is your cortisol will be high again. You are working, stressed, and thinking about work, thinking about problems, resolving problems, and that will increase cortisol levels. So what I advise to all my clients is try to stop working at least 90 minutes to 2 hours before going to bed, and then do some relaxing activity during that time until going to bed. Because if you do this, your body will be in a rest mode, will start to relax itself, and then you will reduce heart rate, you will reduce cortisol levels, you will increase melatonin levels, and your body will be ready to fall asleep and go to the deepest sleep stages, which are the most crucial for you to recover mentally and physically. And the last tip that I have you for sleep quality is, when you wake up, you need to get morning sunlight. Because your body has a natural clock, meaning that when you wake up, it will count 24 hours for you to wake up again. And this is crucial because when you wake up, your body needs to produce a lot of cortisol for you to be alert. And the only way that you can do this effectively is by getting sunlight in your eyes. If you are in a cold weather, for example in winter, you can buy a sunlight lamp and use that for 30 minutes to 1 hour. I use the one called Bureau, and it has around 10,000 lux. So you can buy one similar, and this essentially will replicate the sunlight in your eyes, and your cortisol will increase and you will be awake. And then your natural clock, called circadian rhythm, will count the 24 hours and will establish and regulate the hormones that it needs to produce in the right times. At night, melatonin levels; in the morning, cortisol levels. That's simple. Now let's go to the next category: nutrition. You might try to eat as quick as possible to go to work again. You maybe order food or you eat out, and you don't really track your calories, but your nutrition overall. You don't track what you eat, you don't track what type of foods do you eat, and this is dangerous because you need to know exactly what type of food do you need for your body to be optimal. And what I do to all my clients before starting creating meal plans or what they should eat, etc., I will do a gut health test. And these will determine their sensitivities, intolerances, and the foods they can eat and not eat. So then I can structure the best meal plan based on their specific genetics, and this is crucial. You can do this. There's plenty of clinics that do this. One is Biome. You have other in Europe called My Biome. The next thing is macros, because if you eat on the go, if you eat something quick and you don't know exactly what you need to eat, you are most likely under eating protein and healthy fats. And ideally for you need around 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein every day. And for healthy fats is around 0.4 to 0.6 per pound of body weight of fat every day. And then for carbs is the rest of the calories. Why? Because you need to assess your goals. If you are overweight and you need to diet down your weight, your carbs will be determined by the calories that you need to eat. If you are underweight and you need to gain some muscle, the carbs will be calculated for you to gain muscle. It's that simple, but it needs to be complex carbs most of the time, like fruits, vegetables, rice, potatoes, etc. And the final tip I have to you is eat more whole foods and remove processed foods, because whole foods are nutrient dense, meaning that it has the essential vitamins, minerals, and all you need for your body to regulate itself. And this leads us to the next category, which is medical tests. I told you already about the gut health test, which is a medical test, but I will tell you now about blood work, because when you do a comprehensive full panel blood work, you will see exactly all your health problems that you have, and the low energy, low focus, low motivation and low drive that you are fixing with quick fixes like stimulants and coffee can be fixed and can be seen in these health problems. And then you will establish a health plan to fix those and get the benefits. Another thing is you will see that in your blood work you will have some deficiencies. This can be mineral or vitamin deficiencies that you don't get from the nutrition. So you need to then start a custom supplement stack. And this again is what we do to all our clients. We see and analyze their blood work, and then we partner up with a clinic, and then we'll structure personalized supplementation just for them to get the right amounts of minerals and vitamins. And if you do this, if you have a custom supplement stack, if you also fix your health problems like low testosterone, thyroid function, cholesterol, all that stuff, you will fix your low energy. I say low energy, but it's basically everything like low focus, low drive, low motivation to work, etc. And the last one is training. I won't go deep about training because I already have a video specifically about training, but training can increase your energy, because when you start training consistently, you will reduce the resting heart rate, and this will increase your sleep quality, and then it will also increase HRV, which is resilience and stamina, and this will also fix your low energy because your body will be used to producing more energy, more oxygen, and that way it will feel way better every day. But if you want to really check my video about training and how you can actually structure your training based on your genetics and how you can use it to produce more energy and focus and motivation, you can go to my channel and watch that video. Now, this was a deep dive into health foundations and how to actually optimize your health to be able to fix your low energy, motivation, focus without the need of stimulants, and actually drop the stimulants that you are using right now. If you need further help on your health, if you have deeper health problems and you want a more personalized help, you can apply to my one-to-one, first link in the description. Book a call with me and let's see if you are a great fit for our program. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more.